I appreciate everybody being here today. I thought we had a really energetic practice. I'm very excited about that. It was great to have BTN on set. We had some guests, a lot of guests actually today. Some I can talk about, some I can't. The one group that I can't talk about, Raheem Moore, former player here, brought down the Elizabeth Packers, and it was awesome to see the excitement they had to watch practice. I think it's a program that produced not only Raheem, but Kasim Green as well. I think Ish Medley may have played in that program. So, a lot of production in that program for Rutgers football. So I thank them for coming and wish them the best of luck as they get their season started. I would expect to get, I know you guys noticed that Caleb Johnson wasn't out there today. I think he'll be back Monday, ready to go. So that's a good thing. Brian Leone had to leave practice today, so we'll take a look at him and talk to the trainers and see what that's about. But I don't expect that to be something that'll go into the season. But I'll find out more when I get off the field. Questions?
Any updates on Ruhan Peel?
No, I think they're going to be a couple weeks, and then we'll have some updates for you. And as I said, doubtful for the first game. Anything beyond that, I think it'd be tough to judge it right now.
How's Dorian Miller doing with Caleb missing today's practice?
Dorian's getting better. Dorian's getting better, and the only way to get better is to play. And right now, he's getting reps with the first team, and he's playing against some pretty good players. So every day is a learning experience for him, but we're certainly seeing the improvement.
Kevin Wilkins, was he?
Kevin Wilkins is with us. He was cleared by the clearinghouse, and in terms of paperwork, something that took a little longer than we had hoped, but the most important thing is that he's here and he's with us right now, and he's got to go through the acclimatization period. So today he was in helmets, and tomorrow he'll be in helmets, and then he can put pads on.
Is it that much tougher for him missing out on the summer and stuff like that? Is he really behind it?
I mean, it's certainly not ideal, but we had a player here named Kenny Britt who did a pretty good job of handling that situation and was able to contribute as a freshman. So it's never ideal, but he's here now, and we'll get him ready.
Kyle, is he a kid that when heading into camp you looked at him as maybe somebody who could play, or was he more of a redshirt kid because he's a line of scrimmage guy? Or?
I try never to predetermine that. I think for all those players it's different, and once you watch them, you get an idea of kind of their competitive maturity. I don't have a better way to describe it than that. And some players are ready to compete at this level as freshmen, some aren't. It's been my experience that the closer you are to the line of scrimmage, the harder that is. Quarterback, offensive line, defensive line. But we've had some guys do it. Darius Hamilton was able to do it and be a key contributor for us. So it's really it's all individual.
You've been looking for depth in the offensive line. What's occurred recently has that allowed you to see more in terms of depth and kids develop, and how do you feel about that now?
Yeah, it really forces it to happen. And you're certainly not hoping that players get injured, even if they're minor injuries. You'd rather stay completely healthy if you could. But injuries are a part of it. And I said all along, I knew we were going to need more than we had. And to have a couple of these things happen in training camp, it really has pushed some guys up the ladder and given us a better look at them. A guy like J.J. Denman, Brian Leone up until today, a guy like Dorian Miller, Derek Nelson. All of them are getting a significant amount of reps right now. And just like I said about the DBs yesterday, I'm pleased with the progress, but we've got a ways to go still. But we've got 3 more weeks of training camp to do it.
Does it help when a week into camp, when you have the Big Ten Network here and you have other alumni, Eric was here, to actually boost it, like enthusiasm or intensity during camp for the players?
I would say you're probably right. I think the cameras are on. I think it'd be disingenuous to say the players don't like that. Players at this level get used to playing in front of big crowds and in front of cameras, and to have a great crowd of practice in the Big Ten Network, and Eric LeGrand and Raheem Moore on the sidelines, and I saw Brian Leonard out there, I saw Marco Battaglia out there, and they know they're watching. Those are guys who played at a very high level, and they're trying to impress them.
Kyle, is it nice to have a day like guys like that here, and then there's other people you can't talk about that were here today?
Sure.
Kind of...
I think there's the recruits that you can't talk about. Those recruits that are here today, what they see in person is what we talk about, which is family, and it's family for life. So that's why you see the former players coming back and being a part of our program, whether it's L.J. Smith at the Big Ten Media Days, or Marco, who's now officially a part of our family again on a daily basis, or guys like Raheem Moore and Brian Leonard who love being around Rutgers football. I think it speaks volumes without saying a word.
What do you hope the fans take away from tomorrow's practice?
I think they'll get a little insight into our program. I think they'll, maybe if they've never seen us practice before, have a better appreciation for how hard these players and coaches work on a day in and day out basis. And I hope they enjoy it. On some level, football is entertainment, for them. And we want them to come out and enjoy what is going to be an exciting practice.
With Ruhan out for 2 more, how much clarity do you hope to get at this in the slot? I mean, obviously he didn't play solely slot, but he's a big contributor there.
Sure. I don't know that I'm looking for clarity. I think what I want Ralph to do, and I think what Ralph wants to do, is to put the best 11 players on the field who can help us score points. And one of those players will go in the slot. And if that's Janarian Grant, that's fine. If in a different personnel group it's a different person, that's fine too. I think we'll put them in the positions they can be successful.
What are you seeing from the younger tight ends in the program right now?
Another group that's getting a lot of opportunity, and I said it on air, I'll say it in here. Matt Flanagan, who was doing a really nice job for us and was playing second team up until today, couldn't be at practice because he was had to do a presentation as part of his Arresti program that he went through over the summer. He was doing, and forgive me if I don't get this right, but he's doing research into the effects of alcohol on bone density. And it's a little above my pay grade to try to explain that to you, but I'm sure he could. And today was the day they presented to the professors on campus, and it was important that he was there. He's a very talented person in the classroom and on the football field. But he's a guy who has been given opportunity and has really taken advantage of it, with Nick Bott not being able to practice for a couple days. And I think some of those younger guys are getting the same opportunity. So I think in the long term, it'll help us because it'll help us build some depth and gain some experience. Thank you, guys.